Sweet, sweet, kiss, I believe. Now for God alone. I said, sweet, sweet, kiss, I believe. Now for God alone. He won't be the eater. Other creatures can eat it too. One can pray for long hair. She can pray for too much. As long as she's living. Her hair will gray in a salon.
And a bread will be handsome. You can pray for money. I know you get money. The women will roll. I'm a brother, I'm doing well, mama. I'm a brother, I'm doing well, mama.
You take it from you today, I will take it from you tomorrow, sister. You take it from there today, and I will take it from you tomorrow, brother. Oh, guess I believe, guess I believe, oh, guess I believe. Now for God alone.
Sí, que estaba vivo. No va por la ruina. I'm a brother way. Never want my way out. Sí, que estaba vivo. No va por la ruina. You my big hero.
You want me to have the guy? Bola blow, sweet, sweet, kiss, I believe. Now for God alone. No choir, no choir, no come to you. No choir, no choir, no come to you. No choir, no choir, no come to you. No, look out, look at me, bear, look out.
And you were right there with Bwaka.
I was sitting right there with Bwaka.
And President Bwaka was listening.
He was listening. Let me tell you what I did.
To the radio?
Oh, the phone. My sister put the phone on the radio.
Okay.
And she had it. I put it on speaker.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Let me tell you what I did.
What did
you don't know me when I get there. I woke up to eat from him. The protocol say, what you going to say? La man set me up. He said, who you call that man? I said, your president set me up. I got outside. I saw the ADK, one of them. I said, oh, you want to attack me? I said, you go tell that man when I get to the radio tomorrow, he will know.
So you walked from the president's office?
He set me up when I work for him. Why set me up?
How did you know the president set you up?
Look, you shouldn't come to my house then. Clarence get it on the radio. Clarence Johnson, Kevin tell me it's to Yeke. How Clarence got to know? That's security breach. That's security breach. You understand? And they forced Mo Ali to get on the radio to retract that I didn't go to pay Joseph Bwaka, but Joseph Bwaka sent for me. And even the embarrassment Stanton Watterson got back on his platform and say, oh, yeah, if I say anything that didn't go down. No. Bwaka need to be serious.
Did you engage President Bwaka there? Somebody will say you should have just said, but Mr. President, what's going on here? Are you sat and
but you myself listening to them asking what's going on. I walk for him and say they may set me up. You think I'm really afraid?
Did he say
what you will say, you know, he can't talk already.
What did he do? What did he do?
Well, maybe he didn't want to.
The picture of what went on.
Maybe he didn't want told the people to tell Mo Ali to go on the radio to retract what Stanton was saying. And Mo Ali went on the radio. Mo Ali got on Spoon that night to retract what
so people would say there was a remorse from the office of the president. So you should have said, okay, since you people have apologized for the action, you know, that I deemed was inexpedient, it's necessary that we come back.
But that was not have my press conference. And I decided not to go to him anymore. But Kevin, how you for me to go see president? I want to see president. I don't want to be friend of president.
So Bwaka has sent for you to have a discussion with
yes.
And you agree and
Mo Ali acknowledged on Spoon. It was Bwaka that sent for Yeke. Yeke did not go to bed. I can get that recording for you. That was Mo Ali said on Spoon. You know what happened around Bwaka? Bwaka not get security. They got people that are working with Medela Coupon paying people to give information around Bwaka. Stanton Umpa forget it. He paying people for information. Anything Stanton wants from around Bwaka, he will get it.
Wow.
That's how vulnerable he is. That's how vulnerable he is. Kevin, I see people say, oh, Yeke crazy. But crazy man like me, Bwaka took a voter registration card, he called me and said, my man, I need to be promoted. Come, let me take it's on Facebook. You see Bwaka with voter registration card that they are selling sign, and he using me to get popular. You use a crazy man to get popular. Crazy men, I mean, they're having serious
Why
press
you want to say
conference.
more popular than Bwaka? Is that what you say?
Yes,
How?
I challenge you
How is that
100%.
possible? Yeah.
Let me tell you something. How
is that possible?
Boss man, let me tell you something today.
Go ahead.
I am popular than Joseph Boakai. That was everywhere Joseph Boakai when he wanted me on his side. Even to the point where they were having serious press conference. They move people that say they educated from the table. How would they say I crazy man? I sat on a hard table. I can give you the video to it. So if you say that, then me and Boakai who react crazy because he's taking picture of crazy.
Are you willing to sit with President Boakai?
No.
You
Let him do the right thing.
You will never.
I can never. Then when he and myself sit under the same horse, it's for the right thing to be done.
So how do you get the right thing done if you don't want to sit with him?
No, I don't need him to get the right thing done.
Why if he invites you?
No, I will not go there.
Why?
I will not go there.
Oh, Representative Yeke,
I will not go there.
I heard your outburst. I heard your conversation.
Boakai has failed already. The fight that Boakai got people.
You think so?
Yes. Going forward until Boakai time finish, they're going to be very tough than ever before. Boakai have allowed people to employ their family people in positions. We're hearing names that we have never heard in 20 years in Liberia taking position. You know why they're taking position? Because people are paying money for job. To Jojo them. To Jojo them.
Somehow say Yeke, I mean to talk is not. When will you start proving some of these things you say, Yeke?
When you go, okay, let them prove that they met the Ghana president Akufo-Addo. When Boakai went they feed it, they will bring some evidence.
But there's a burden of proof. It rests on the shoulder of the accuser.
Oh yeah, but you
just that the burden can shift.
Oh, you see the problem? We are answerable to our people. Boakai is answerable to me. I am saying you are going on official trip. Why you did not carry your press secretary? Why? Why you did not carry anybody from your office, only your family member? Oh, but also Allah, show me one picture that Boakai carry press secretary. The press secretary was quoting what she think went on there. She was not saying what she saw. She let it go.
Okay, let's drive a little bit. Probably we'll come back to the Joe Boakai situation. What are some of the most important things you people are discussing now at the House of Representatives you want the Liberian people to know, and what is your role in those discussions?
Well, you know, the House work by majority. Okay. The people that came before us, giving the president the authority to use some money for salary and debt payment, they come to committee room. You know, the House work by committee. So I will have to wait for that paper to come out. There are some things on that paper that shouldn't be there. For example, Joseph Boakai couldn't go for the Armed Forces Day program because he was incapacitated. He couldn't walk to inspect the guard.
He couldn't walk?
He couldn't walk. Joseph Boakai can walk for 10 minutes.
You think it was not because of the
No. That thing was stage managed and planned by people around Joseph Boakai.
I don't understand, because he can't walk for long, so that was why they created all of that situation. So
you need to walk to inspect the guard. You know that, right? Bring Joseph Boakai not walk from here to what they play in the gas station right here. But you bring
why did you support him?
No. Then I come back to you again, Clarence and Kelvin, to tell you when I met Joseph Boakai, because he used to call me, I used to enter Joseph Boakai room and feel like when I get there, yes. Oh, yeah, okay. What wrong with you? You overlook me, eh? When I get there, say, yeah, go.
Probably because you're not entering there again, you're vexed.
What? Clarence, I want to see Joseph Boakai to the hotel getting the caliber. Nobody will stamp me. I don't want to be friend of.
So why did you support an incapacity?
That's what I wanted to get to. When I met President Boakai, I mean Kennedy Boakai, I said, Mr. Kennedy, can you leave the stage so we can have people that got the strength to lead this country? You know, our mediating between Cummins and Boakai. Okay. Through all, I used to meet. I know what they said to me. I know who's policy. Okay. Boakai was brave to wake up. That old man was brave to wake up and start jogging to show me that he fit. Show me that he fit.
In his house?
In his house. He woke up and started jogging to show me. He said, Yeke, I am fit. When Costa left Boakai, I sweat to my left. Boakai called me and said, nephew, you know, generally always skating to be able to ride on nephew business to get what you want to get. Nephew, when you leave me, Costa gone already, I will be gone. He get the phone to your wife. Yeke, can we come to you? You say your uncle and myself can we come to you? I said no. It's okay. I have picture that Boakai wife where some people in Bomi. She will call me. I have to go there to talk to the people and say the people want to see. I got picture with she and myself.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you are a lawmaker.
Now how influential I am. I just want to tell you how popular I am.
But so if Waka jogged in from you and made you believe that he had the capacity, how can you say he's incapacitated now?
Well, you know, Clarence, before you got married to my sister.
So you made a woman a job.
Before you got married to my sister, you know that girl you allow me to. You know how that girl treated you.
Okay.
You saw her and she was looking good. She didn't show her ways to you until you took her in, you know, and it brought embarrassment for you before you married my sister. So that's how Waka behaved. Waka had his ways to get to the presidency and start showing who he is. No, on a serious note, Waka cannot walk for 10 minutes.
I don't want to discuss it. Let's ask you Waka. I was asking you about some of the most important things you people discuss. You're talking about the budget. Let's hear some of the things because this is where the Liberian people's eyes are.
So,
at the house.
So one of the things that we're waiting for is we'll make commitment to our people that their salary will come back to status quo. Okay. And that we will do. One of the things I will be pushing is the housing, national housing and saving bank should be open. We put like 15 million US dollars there for our younger boys to take loan or interest. The pimping routers every budget year, each county should carry 10 motorbike. They run it, no interest, they pay the money for it.
You said each county should carry what?
1,000 back should be given to each county to empower our bike riders, to empower our younger boys in the street. They are our brothers that are in the street making, you know, selling 1 gin thousand to eat, to be able to get money as loan or interest. Our mothers are going to China and other places to be able to get loan or interest.
Were you speaking to Baga? How you managing?
I'm going to speak to in the budget there. We appropriate. Oh, I got to go to them.
But Representative Yagakova, somebody would say, as a lawmaker, you should be contemplating on government providing an enabling environment for the young people to go to school to learn.
But you're not waiting for me to learn. You're not waiting for me to learn.
Okay, learn now.
I'm not learning. If I don't learn, I'm very terrible.
Go
I'll
ahead.
crash on you.
Go ahead.
Look.
You'll crash on who? You know it, my man. Crash on who?
We know that. What's here?
Go ahead.
I get my AK, my
Go ahead. Yeah, because when you say 1,000 motorbikes to young people, you just want to get them being motorcyclists other than getting for them?
No, motorcycle get money. People living on it and living a good life. People with degree, college degree, riding back. People with college degree down what are selling on table because the environment is not created. And that one we voted, that one we brought Waka for because you're elderly man. You get 40 years.
Okay, go ahead. Motorcycle and why again? Motorcycle.
The environment should be created for our people, for investors to come. So they can create the environment. Look, we don't have to give them food to eat. They can find their food to eat when the environment is created. There should be a proper security mechanism put in place for security where our brothers and sisters will not be walking and putting their phones in their brow, putting their phones in their skin tight. That can happen.
But now what do you mean? Give us a picture because you got security background.
Well, we need to empower the Liberal National Police, empower the DEA, put people there that know the job. Clarence, to fight drugs in a town is very difficult. I was fighting drugs there before, you know that. When I was heading the presidential task force being charged at the time, where I arrested ADKs, directors, big people with rank and all those kind of things. So we need to go to the head. The heads that are bringing it. If you don't strengthen the borderlands, the airport, you just going to the ghetto, you're wasting your time. We know the people are bringing it. Why we can't arrest them? You know how much money drugs get? Some people will have to pay you like 10,000 every month for them to not be arrested. 20,000 every month.
Are you serious?
I mean, I read drugs in the town. I come out of Central Street before. Sometimes
when you think about these things, you wonder why you're not in the security sector.
Why I'm not in the security sector anymore? Because my own security don't get me know, man. While I'm really trusting the country, man.
You're getting something too?
No, you will tell me I will take it and arrest you.
Oh, you need to take it, but
yes, I will arrest you.
But I double job.
No, double job. You give me drug money, I will take it and arrest you. What wrong with you? You give me money, drug money, and free money. You give it to me.
Okay, so you say you're calling for support for the LNP and the DA in the form of what?
Well, logistical support, financial support. And you know, look, for people to fight the drugs in the country, they need to be empowered by the president himself. The president needs to get involved. There are a lot of government officials taking drugs. If you're not empowered by the president, you can't do your work. Because by the time you go to arrest somebody, just one telephone call, just come and move from that place there. You have to leave. When I was reading drugs, only president will tell me leave from there. Only president at the time will tell me leave from there. And when I arrest you, Clarence, if Chancellor don't free you, if I don't free you, you waste your time, you can't be free. People spend 1 year.
Do you think the drug importers are here and people know them? People don't want to.
No, the apparatus, the security apparatus are facilitators. They know them.
You think so?
I know them. I think so. 100%.
I listened to you talk about, the downside, the bad things about the administration under President Joseph Joel Boakai. I would be interested in knowing, so far, what do you appreciate him for?
Well, I appreciate him for...
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much tonight. Whatever you're doing, folks, and however you're doing it, I'd like to say good evening and welcome. My name is Sheku Lansana Shapewanyong Bawo Tutu Hindo Waikoroma. This is the program, The Talking Point. The Talking Point is where you have the opportunity to speak out issues that bothers you. This is where you have the time to talk. Jason Jeru is the very proud host of this program. He's there in the United States of America, and I'm here in Liberia. We'll be going over to our correspondent desk tonight and pick up people from the various counties. And so our first stop is going to be Bomi County tonight. Bomi County. But let's take this break. When we come back, then we'll bring Bomi correspondent.
She can pray for too much, as long as she's living. Her hair will gray in a salon.
And a bread will be handsome. You can pray for money. I don't you get money. The women will roll. I'm a brother, I'm doing well, mama. I'm a brother, I'm doing well, mama. Sweet as our liver, no Bacoda, I'm a brother, never wear my wake out.
You take it from you today, I will take it from you tomorrow, sister. You take it from there today, and I will take it from you tomorrow, brother. Oh, guess I believe, guess I believe, oh, guess I believe. Now for God alone.
Sweet as our liver, no Bacoda, I'm a brother, never wear my wake out. Sweet as our liver, no Bacoda, you may be
you want me to a becca, Malablo, sweet, yes, I believe. Now for God alone, no choir, no choir, no come to pattern you. No choir, no choir, no come to pattern you. No choir, no choir, no come to pattern you. No, look out, I'll get me bear, look out. No, look out, I'll get me bear, look out.
I'm a brother, where my work at mama. No Bacoda lawyer, nunca, none. Oh, I'm a brother, my got to oh, mama. Wow, my.
Sweet. Yeah. Why? Hey, Professor Jones Topo.
We start by making sure those people that we bring to cabinet are people of integrity. And secondly, want to make sure that even beginning with myself, we'll declare our assets and want to make sure that this is well known, the purpose of coming to government, to know that it's public service. And if you are not ready to serve the public, you can go elsewhere. But we want to make sure that we start on a clear note that the people in our country stood on line, they protected the votes, not to bring a team again that will do the same thing that the other people are doing or worse. So it's a clear message, declare your asset, make sure that we are prepared to audit the outgoing government so that they tell the Liberian people of their stewardship, and to make sure that we start on a footing where people know that they come to serve the public and not themselves. If they don't understand that, they actually fall where it may.
Mr. President-elect, you talked about asset declaration starting from yourself and the people who work with you, as well as the outgoing administration. How do you plan to avoid the semblance of targeting people? Because some people will say these are politically motivated to tarnish their reputation or to go against them, people from certain tribes or specific parts of the country. How do you plan to avoid this?
We are aware of that. And when we talk about auditing, it's not going to be a Liberian auditing. We want to make sure that our international partners work with us for a public tender, for competent and renowned auditing firm that will be qualified at an international level to make sure they come on board to do that. We are aware of people saying witch hunting, but I don't think it's witch hunting when you have to account for your stewardship, but it has to be done in a way that is well established, entity with reputation, to make sure that it audits and make sure that it reports to the public the findings.
Sometimes people say that politicians make lofty promises when they are campaigning, but when it gets to governance, it becomes different. What would be different? Assuming allies of yours, family members of yours, or people who are close to you, family members, are accused of corruption during your administration, Mr. President-elect, how do you plan to tackle this specifically?
I'm not coming new to government.
Right.
Although in different positions, I ran a public corporation that was credible. And I can tell you that I come to work not with friendship. I have friends, but there is a clear line of demarcation between friendship, family, and managing. With the experience that we come with a country that celebrates 176 years, and with the life of our people living below the poverty line, I don't think we come into government again to start talking about family, to start talking about, I think we come there to make sure that we give the Liberian people hope, and I'm committed to that.
During the campaigning, you talked a lot about the country's youth, who are the majority of the population. Mr. President-elect, we know majority of them are unemployed, which some people say is a danger to the country's stability and peace. What plans do you have for the people of Liberia, especially the youth, in terms of job creation, in terms of having faith in moving the country forward? What do you have for them?
We came with a mantra that talked about, first we have a platform, and then we have in a brief platform that talks about arrest. meaning agriculture, roads, the rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. We believe these are areas in which we can jumpstart. And in those areas, we believe that our young people who are in the majority, they need to be equipped. We need to open opportunities for them to be trained and be marketable. We also have to make sure that the quality of education that will prepare them for the job market. But to do this, we have to be able to impress our partners and investors, the private sector investment, to make them feel that we are here for business, and this business, their investment will impact the young people, but the young people need to be trained. And we know that there are things that we can do that could bring a relief to the public. Like I have said, in an outgoing government, there are a lot of areas in which we can begin to alleviate the suffering of the people. We're going to examine those areas, like where we know that the prices of commodities, essential commodities like rice and things, where we know that there have been some tariffs that we can work with right away, the petroleum products and some of these things here. We want to do those things that I will begin to alleviate. But I have said that in the first 100 days, no car will get stuck in the mud. That means these critical road conditions, we lessen them, because once you improve the road, the travel, the prices of commodities, all of that have reflection. On the job market, we're going to be very cautious because people have a lot of expectations in government, but in government, we have to know what we're inheriting, and that's what the transition team is working with. I come with a knowledge and with experience and a commitment to make Liberia a different country, a country in which the young people, our women, will know that it is time for them to be relieved, and we come to make them know that, yes, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but we come with a serious commitment to make sure that we make life easier for them.
You talked about the women. Any plans for women empowerment in Liberia?
Very much so. And, I have worked with women. When I was vice president of Liberia, one of the areas in which a lot of my first few months were utilized were with the marketing association. I worked with them until we got them organized, until we got money to create a real LMA that will become independent. That's why you see that the government, with all their muscling, they can tamper with them. We made sure that there was a law firm that put together their constitution to protect them, that we provided money for them to get a business entity that put them together to teach them some business. And those areas where mostly women control. Besides that, we intend to bring on board women, capable women. And I want to say, we don't want any token relation. We want people who are competent and capable and deserve the positions they get. Gender issues have always been issues close to my heart. And women involvement, we want to make sure that that is ensured. But I can tell you, the Liberians do understand where we're coming from. We want to make them know, we build a confidence that, yes, rescue is here, relief is here, but we have to move it at a level that we don't give any false assurances to anybody.
Let's look at the health system in Liberia. You mentioned it during your campaign. A lot of people say it's either non-existent or, Liberians would have to go to neighboring countries or even, southern part of the continent to go seek for medical attention. Mr. President-elect, how do you plan to tackle this? Because it's a serious issue.
I have worked with the health sector when I was in government, and you will see that we have Jamali, where now they do, people can go and do their examinations instead of going to Ghana. We have in mind to increase more of that on a regional basis to make sure that people can go somewhere instead of coming all the way to Monrovia to check there. A lot of people say the person just sat down and died. People don't just sit down and die. But that there will be possibilities that people will know at an early stage the condition of their health. Besides that, we want to open opportunities for all our hospitals and clinics to be functional. And when I say functional, there's a belief in a country that once you build a building, it's a clinic. Or once you build a building, it's a school. We want to make those things real, that when we build a hospital, it has the right people, and those people will be paid. The nurses, people, all who are responsible will be looked after. Because even those who look after people, they themselves need to be looked after.
But
we want to make them function.
That costs a lot of money. How do you plan to finance it?
It costs money. But let me tell you, Liberia is not working. Everything that we are doing, there have been a lot of work put in the health sector. How should it function? What we need in Liberia is implementation. We're not beginning as a new country. Everything is on paper. What we need is to make sure that we function according to those guidelines that have been set up. We implement those things that have been documented over the years. And I want to believe that we are not in there alone. There are partners who are anxious to see a government that is committed to make sure that these things function and that they are willing to work with us. Even as at now, we have made a lot of contracts already for medical supplies. I have been to Arizona, Project Q. They've given a container load of medical supplies. But we have to make sure that these things reach their proper destination, not ministers opening their private clinics, not people standing there along the way. So we are aware, and the system is in place. We have to implement what we said.
Mr. President-elect, you talked about Liberians taking Liberia back to where it should be. What do you mean by that? And how do you plan to do that?
Well, we say where it should be because everybody...
Okay, all right. So thank you very much. Let me say good evening to all of you out there. Tonight, we will be going over to our correspondent Det to bring you information from Liberia. We'll go over to Grand Cape County, where we'll have Mark Rogers. In 12 minutes, we can do a lot. In just 12 minutes, I'm sure we can do a lot. So let's now go over to Grand Cape County, where we have Mark Rogers. And Mark Rogers is going to tell us tonight what's going on in Grand Cape County. My name is Sheku Koroma, and let me say welcome to this broadcast tonight. Trying to get Mark Rogers tonight. We can have him. So we'll go over to Maryland County, We hope our Maryland correspondent be set tonight to give us information. And as soon as we get our Maryland correspondent, we'll definitely come over to you with our Maryland correspondent. We'll be discussing some national issues tonight. Some very important national issues. Those of you who are watching, please share the broadcast, and I'll be very glad that you shared the broadcast here tonight. Mark Nimpern is our Maryland correspondent there in Maryland County. He's on the line tonight. Mike, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great, and thanks so much for joining Maryland County this time around.
Nimpern, tell us what's going on in Maryland County today.
Well, Maryland is cool as we are observing the appointments by the president. Although over the weekend we were able to be in Grand Creek County where we were on a program, on a meeting that was called by Grand Creek Legislative Caucus. And of course, the company in that area by the name of Golden Verena, the workers are going on a go slow, and the county legislative caucus are trying to interfere in the process. But majority of the workers are trying to say that the process the caucus came on is not something that's making them to be happy. They are feeling dissatisfied in the process because they thought and they believe that the lawmakers should have done the needful, in the sense that once the lawmakers come to the county, they need not to go to the Golden Verena belt because they came to restore peace and the stability of the people. But they saw that their lawmakers were using the vehicles of Golden Verena, while in the process they came to restore the peace between the company and the workforce. But the government officials of the county went and slept in a house of Golden Verena, the place that belongs to Golden Verena.
So meaning they felt that they felt that the workers were being tampered with.
Yes, they felt that the process in which they came on was not going good, because leaving your house, going to sleep to the company, you that came to restore the peace, and seeing yourself sleeping in the house of the next opponent is something that brings fear to them. And up to now, trust me, the workers are yet to go to work. It's almost 2 weeks now since they started the go-slow process.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, Mark Nimpern there in Maryland County. Let's see whether we can go over to Grand Bassa County now and bring on Musa Alexander Musa. And as soon as we get Musa tonight, we'll let you to know exactly what's going on there in Grand Bassa County. I'm aware that in Grand Bassa County, a woman believed to be in her late 30s found dead meter away from her boyfriend's house after an invite by her boyfriend. Musa Alexander Musa is there tonight in Grand Bassa County, and he got the rest of the story. Good evening, Musa. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. Let me say good evening to everyone following and listening to this platform.
Musa, what's going on tonight in Grand Bassa County?
Well, thank you. Like I sent you a script, this morning it was shocking.
There is a problem there with Musa Alexander Musa, but let's see whether we can stay over to him to bring him this story here tonight. If you just join, welcome tonight on this platform. We got 7 more minutes to go. Hello.
Hello, am I live?
Yeah, Musa, you are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I was saying this morning, a lady believed to be in her late 30s was found dead in a place called New Brigham, like C. To information we gathered about 11 p.m. last night. She started shouting from her boyfriend's room, calling for help, pleading for help. She ran outside and naked. In that process, she was breathing faster, noting people who were on the scene could say was that she was like saying, "It is my boyfriend who is killing me," and after a few minutes, she fell and died. You could see foam coming from her mouth and her nose. So based on that, the LMP, the CSD division came in, and then they barricaded the place and see how bad they could set up the 50-man jury to check the body. And our check report says that indeed there are no foul play. The girls are asking me on grounds that the death of is a shock to the community. To just hear that you went to visit your boyfriend and cry from the house coming outside, falling to die instantly, it means something must be done. But then the boyfriend involved, Stanley Moore, turned himself over to the LMP this morning as the investigation into the matter continues. And then the lifeless body have been deposited at A.B. Robert Funeral Home by the governor of Liberia to the LMP Grand Bassa detachment.
Thank you very much. Before I take a leave of you, you spoke about issue of protest a few days ago when the county caucus intervened. How far has that been? How far is it right now, anyway?
Well, followed by that protest, the county caucus mandated the administration of the Grand Bassa University to set them the budget for the pending graduation and make a financial report of past activities of the university, something that is being stored in the pending graduation, because the caucus has said without the budget they presented to them, it means they can approve graduation to go ahead. And up to this date, the administration of GBU yet to actually present that budget to the caucus. So there we are in terms of what went wrong and how far they go with the episode of the university. So the caucus now awaiting the administration of GBU for the budget, but have said that everything remains as it is, that on the 24th of this month is the graduation pending if the budget will be presented to them.
Thank you very much, Alexander, for speaking to us tonight.
Thank you.
If you're just joining us, I'd like to say welcome. My name is Kurma, and I'm here with you tonight. What's happening in Grand Jide County? Oliver Zile is our correspondent there. I hope we get Oliver Zile tonight on the line from Grand Jide to tell us exactly what's going on there, as the President of the Republic of Liberia has been able to appoint or nominate Alice Chesa Grant today as Superintendent of Grand Jide County, in a wake of speculations that he's not good, he's not the kind of person they want. He got involved into a whole lot of unwholesome activities in Grand Jide County. They are dissatisfied. And so with these informations coming up, people are threatening protest in Grand Jide County. So as soon as we get Oliver Zile on the line from Grand Jide, definitely we'll be bringing you his voice over to the microphone tonight. Oliver is not giving us what we want, so let me go over to Bon County and bring on Ramsey Clark is our Bon County correspondent. We need to know what's going on there in Bon County. Arimatu, good evening to you, Benjamin Brooks. How are you? Benjamin Brooks said the show is live on Shakta FM there in Carisbrook. And all listeners in Carisbrook and the rest of the county listening to Shakta, let me say good evening. This is the Blaze Communication Network, broadcast from Monrovia, collaborating with Shakta FM. Good evening, Ramsey Clark. How are you?
Good evening, and good evening to the folks listening at the moment.
How is Bon County tonight?
Bon County is cool, and the citizens here are very happy over the appointment of some sons from the county.
Okay, tell us more about that.
Well, they are very happy. They are hailing the appointment of some sons of the county, but there is an issue from a civil society organization under the banner Delta Human Rights Foundation. The civil society organization is calling on President Joseph Boakai to change the existing Superintendent for Development for different counties in Liberia. According to the Soil Society organization, the appointment of assistant superintendent, contravenes the Local Governance Act. They said that the title has been changed to development officer, so the president should take note of that. As you may be aware, the president in a recent appointment appointed assistant superintendent for Bombing County. Though they heard the appointment, but they are saying that should be changed. Since in fact the act has been passed, the president must conform to the act. So he should take note and review the Local Governance Act as he go about making different appointments, especially with local county officials, the other administrators in the county. So he should review that, and that will help me, go about appointing people as their titles, those different positions that were changed. At least he will know them and carry on his appointment that will suit the Local Governance Act.
Okay, and besides that, is there any other information you want the people of Liberia to know tonight?
Bonkan is cool, and people here are doing their normal things.
Thank you very much.
Just that it is the issue of the heat. Besides, Bong is cool. Thank
you very much. Let's now go over to Bapolu County, where we have Henry Boluma. Boluma is going to be telling us what's happening there in Bapolu City. And as soon as we get Henry Boluma, we will bring him over to you so that you will know. Please keep sharing our broadcast, and we'd like to appreciate you for the hard work you're doing. As soon as we get Henry Boluma, we'll bring his voice over to you tonight. Henry Boluma is now on the line from Bapolu County. Henry, how are you?
Doing great.
Boluma, how is Bapolu City tonight?
Bapolu City is lively, and as usual, people are going about their normal activities.
Okay, go ahead. Is there any information you'd like for the people of our country to know tonight?
Basically, it's about the story we reported yesterday with respect to the issue of drugs in one of our districts in Bapolu, specifically in Bokomun district. The citizens of Bangabo West now making the arrest of a man believed to be Podolsky in possession of narcotic drug substances. And then the citizens said that most of the time when they do arrest there, they turn the suspect over to the LDA. They can allow the suspect to escape, to go away. They can carry the suspect to the court. So as a result of that, took matter in their own hands, and then they arrested the guy with the drugs, and then they just allowed him to go. They told him to leave from their town, and then collected the drugs for him. But the moment that particular story was reported, the joint security in Bapolu City, the thought was to move in that particular community to compel the resident of the town to bring the suspect for the president have declared the issue of drugs as emergency in the country. They said they are warning, the joint security is warning residents of Bapolu to join the fight against the drugs and advising people who are in the habit of carrying substance abuse in the county to report them respectively. And the next story here so far is, quite recently the president said that in the first 100 days there will be no car will be struck in on a major road in the country. And as a result of that, the resident engineer of Bapolu County over the weekend led a team and to do an assessment on major roads in the county. So the assessment was done from Broadview to Suemaka, by the way of Suemaka to Bapolu Highway. They also did another assessment from Bapolu City to Tottenham Bread, from Tottenham Bread to Bama, and onward to Lofa Bridge. According to them, the assessment report will be submitted to the Ministry of Public Works, and so those are the places that they will be doing, or they will be focused to make sure that major rehabilitation work will be done within the first 100 days of His Excellency, Ambassador Jesse Imabwaka.
Thank you very much, Henry Boluma, for being a part of our broadcast tonight.
Most welcome, sir.
Henry Boluma there in Bapolu County. We are still trying to see whether we can get Henry Minor. He's here there in Henry Minor is there in Montserrat County, Bensenville City to be specific. As soon as we receive him tonight, we'll let you to know what's happening in rural part of Montserrat County. My name is Sheku Koroma. Gibson Jeru is the host of this program. Why I here in Liberia, I'm the co-host. So we haven't gotten him yet, but then let's see whether we can get to Benson Matthew Moko there in Magibi County. So let me go over to him, and as soon as we get him, we will definitely bring his story over to you. And at the same time, what's happening in Liberia today from various newspapers in the country, I will also be telling you that right now. Concern widow and children of the armed forces of Liberia threatening another protest. It's not good for our country. But then we'll go into the story right here now. The leadership of the concerned widow and children of the armed forces of Liberia issues another ultimatum to President Joseph Numa Boakai, demanding actions on their grievances by March 15, 2024, or they will stage a protest in the street of Monrovia. These women, some of them who lost their husband during the Liberian civil crisis, will, while defending the nation, have been advocating for their benefit, somehow unfortunately passed away during their struggle. Speaking to journalists on Monday, February 19, 2024, at their Star Base office on Butch Road Island, Chairperson Madam Mary Allison recalled a meeting arranged by former President George Manowiel in 2018, which lasted 10 days. The meeting, facilitated by former Mayor Jefferson Koji, saw with Weir offering 20,000 Liberian dollars over to 2,000 children in December 2023, with a promise to address the widow concern how he won the 2023 presidential elections. However, with Ambassador Boakai now in the office, the widow are pressing for action. Madam Allison stated that each widow is entitled to 1,000 United States dollars negotiated down from the 1,500 USD due to financial constraint faced by the previous government. She urged President Boakai to empower them through agricultural and commercial activities to achieve self-sufficiency and support their family. Additionally, Madam Allison appealed to Vice President Jeremiah Bankon and Senate Pro Tempore Nyombli Kanga Lawrence to intervene and facilitate discussion with President Boakai to resolve the issue promptly. As the corrective aspect of the fight against or kick off, as government of Liberia secure 150 acres for a national rehabilitation center for drugs users, the Joseph Numa Boakai administration is demonstrating significant progress in the fight against drugs trafficking and substance abuse, with a focus on promoting the health and well-being of citizens, especially the vulnerable youth population. A multi-sector committee established by President Joseph Numa Boakai has been actively working to address substance abuse challenges through a combination of corrective and preventive measures. In a recent development, the Multi-Sector Committee on Drugs and Substance Abuse announced plans to construct a national rehabilitation center for substance abuse victims and secure 150 acres of land in Bensenville, Montserrat County for this purpose. Additionally, a youth agricultural training center, YATSI, will be established in Bensenville to provide agricultural training for individual ongoing rehabilitation at the center. Dr. Louis Mapad Boto, the chairman of the multi-sector committee who is overseeing the effort, stressed the importance of implementing evidence-based practice in the establishment of a rehabilitation center to effectively combat substance abuse and support individuals in the recovery process. Dr. Boto who is also the Minister of Health, said her team is currently considering factors such as accessibility, suitability of the location, potential impact on the community, and resources needed for the smooth running of the facility. The National Steering Committee, with the support of President Joseph Numa Boakai, the minister noted would endeavor to implement evidence-based practices in setting up the rehabilitation center that will significantly contribute to combating substance abuse and supporting individual recovery. We're going to hold right there tonight. We'll move on to bring you more and more stories. If you're just joining us, I'd like to welcome to this wonderful and powerful segment. Court places temporarily travel ban on Prophet Key failed to secure bond in the ongoing legal action filed by Ambassador ND. Popular social media talk host Nyaya Bokowal Opa Yinzian, alias Prophet Kid, will be restricted from leaving Liberia until legal servitude surrounding him is addressed amicably, following the Monrovia City Court decision to grant prosecution request to place travel restriction on him. The notification of Prophet Key traveling restriction was made by prosecution lawyer representing Ambassador Judy Endy when the social media talk show host appeared at the Monrovia City Court on Monday, February 19. The prosecution reminded the court that Prophet Key should be brought before the court's jurisdiction. His traveling document why the trial is ongoing. They held earlier prayed the court to issue a writ nec exit republica to prevent defendants Yesid from leaving the country, which the court has agreed to grant. Prophet Key had earlier filed reconnaissance bond at the Monrovia City Court when he was arrested and brought before its jurisdiction based on a writ filed against him by Cultural Ambassador Judy Endy. Prophet Key easily filed a recognition bond at the Monrovia City Court, where he was arrested and brought before the jurisdiction. But the prosecution on Monday, February 19, requested the court to recant said bond and mandate him to file a criminal insurance bond, which was granted by Judge Ben Bako. Prophet Key, lawyer Anthony Samoa Fala informed the reporter that his client has up to Tuesday, February 20 at 1 p.m. to file said bond. He said the court in the lawsuit filed against his client were misdemeanor offenses, which bond may not exceed $4,096, as such, his client has property value that can serve, said the Fala lamented that his client has initially been granted a bond by the insurance company, but before the case, the company called and revoked the bond. However, the prosecution on Monday, February 19, requested the court to reclaim said bond and mandated him to file a criminal insurance bond, which was granted also. We'll hold the story right there, and we'll move on to the Daily Observer newspaper to bring you another touching story here. Soup frank on early flaws in Boakai's Combs administration. Let's go for that story right now. And then before we start our discussion right after this story. The University of Liberia Vanguard Student Unification Party, SUP has expressed concern over what it's perceived as contradiction in the early days of Boakai Combs' administration, specifically regarding President Joseph Numa Boakai's failure to declare his assets before assuming power. SUP Chairman Hagison W. Cohen raised the issues during the press conference at the University of Liberia main campus on Monday, February 19, citing Part 10.1 of Liberia National Code of Conduct, which mandated public officials to disclose their assets and liability prior to taking office. Part 10.1 of the Code of Conduct states all public officials and employees of the government are mandated to declare their assets and liability before taking office and after that. Cohen criticized President Joseph Numa Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Bankun for not meeting his requirement to label their alleged lack of transparency as a test of their integrity, which he believed they failed. However, Quentin did that. Mr. Boakai and his Vice President Kuhn miserably failed to pass just a simple test of integrity when they have traded on integrity throughout their campaign area. So viewed President Boakai's delay assets declaration as a continuation of business as usual and has threatened unspecified action if the assets have not been made public, including a proposed public test at the University of Liberia campus. Additionally, the SUP described Boakai's assets declaration without publication as a public stone aimed at maintaining the status quo, raising questions about his sudden transformation from a self-proclaimed poor man to a philanthropic and millionaire. We're going to hold the story right there tonight, and we'd like to say a very, very big thank you. Gibson Gerald, I'm still waiting you so that we have time to talk here tonight. What are we going to be looking at? No more names have come up. So we're going to open the phone lines. Those of you who are listening to Shakta Radio tonight, here in Monrovia, will be opening the phone lines. The president made a lot of appointment today. Is on the website. In fact, he also made an appointment of a superintendent of Montserrado County today. And I'm sure you guys know of that. I'm going to also go into that. So you're going to be calling us to tell us, since the inception of this government, how do you look at this government from the beginning, from the day this government was being inaugurated? How do you look at it? Do you think that this government will be different from the CDC government? Do you really think so? Do you think the promises this government made to the Liberian people, they are going to fulfill their promises to the people of this country? Do you think so? So these are questions that we're going to be opening up tonight so that you come and talk about it. The fact that there are some appointment made by the president and it has backfired in so many other ways. People are having problems with it. Some people are claiming that those appointments have some criminal background records. Do you think that this government is proceeding well? What advice do you have for this government? What advice do you have for Joseph Numa Boakai as the president? So we're going to open the phone lines tonight. You put your calls on 0775 500 551, 0888 513 481, 0555 500 551, 0888 513 481. What do you think about this government from the day it got into office up to now? Do you think they will succeed in fulfilling the promises they made to the Liberian people? The way in which the appointments now going, are you okay with it as Liberians? What advice do you have for this government? What exactly do you have to say that Joseph Numa Boakai will be able to listen to you tonight? The other government officials who have been appointed as well, if being confirmed, will be able to listen to you to move this country agenda forward. Where do you think that if they don't look at, they will fall? How can you help them come up to be on the right trajectory? So these are questions we're going to be asking, or we are asking tonight. So while we are with Gibson to come on, you put your calls on 0881 14. Oh my God, sorry. 0775 500 551, 0775 500 551, 0775 500 551, or 0888 513 481, 0888 513 481. The numbers tonight. Call and let's talk about it here on this radio. Call and let's talk about it. on this radio tonight. I am here while you are there, and then we can all discuss our country, Liberia. Do you think this government, from the inception, from the day they were inaugurated, January the 22nd, President Boakai took over, with so many plans, do you think the president is moving in the right direction? If no, what do you advise for this government? Do you think that they are going to succeed with the plan? Do you think that they are going to succeed with the plan that they made to, to move on? If no, what is your contribution to them? Let's go to the line and take this person. Good evening.
Hello.
Your name, where are you calling from?
I'm near Duru joining you from Mount Barkley.
Daniel Nia Dudu from Grand Jide, you are Imam Barkley. You're talking to Sekou Kuruma tonight.
Thank you, Sekou Kuruma. My advice to our president and on the appointment, on the nomination of those old hands in our business, like the county superintendent of Grand Jide County, the nominee, actually do not make Unity Party to claim the intention, even the interest of Grand Jide, because they are all hands in the business. Hello?
I'm listening.
So I advise, because Unity Party, we know that Grand Jide, we all now having hope that this come around, we know that Joseph Boakai will not create any bad image in the pressing in the county. So coming with a nominee who has stigma, who not had it county at hand, who has serious problem, I think there will be split. So I advise that this nomination be recalled and consult the Grand Jide Legislative Caucus, because they are the people that represent direct representation of the citizen, even though he has a right. But actually, let it do concentration for the image of Unity Party this come around. That's my advice to the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Keep your calls coming to 0775 500 551, 0775 500 551, 0888 481 0888 513 481, 0888 513 481. Do you think, since the inception of this government, January the 22nd, do you think that this government, with the roadmaps that they have set up, the appointment they have made so far, they will be able to succeed in the 6 years of the administration to change this country and put this country on the right trajectory as they promised to? If your answer is no tonight, what advice do you have for them? Looking at the wave of appointment that's being made already. Today, few appointments were being made by superintendent, superintendent in the country. And there are being other appointments as well. What early advice do you have for Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai? Shakhtar 102.5 in Carisbrooke, Blaze Radio in Monrovia. We're working together. Many thanks to Benjamin Brooks in the studio. And I'd like to say a very big thank you, Benjamin. So put your calls on 0775 500 551, 0888 513 481, 0888 513 481. And let's hear you tonight. Let's discuss this 22 minutes after 10 o'clock. What advice do you have earlier for Joseph Numa Boakai and his government? Are they in the right direction at this early stage? Are they making mistakes? Do you think so? How can they change? What advice can you give them if they are not making any positive move at this point so that they will get on the right trajectory? Can you compare the CDC government, even though this government has gone nowhere yet, to the steps that they are taking now? So these are all questions that are coming up tonight. Then put your calls on 0888 513 481 0775 500 and let's hear you tonight. Cassava leaf is not for good alone. That's what we want to talk about here tonight. At the same time, we'll also be giving you information about what's happening in the LEC. Something is happening in the LEC, and it has caught the attention of even the Senate, and they want to prop into it. Ongoing House prof finds power taps, government failure to pay bills regularly, posing serious cash flow challenges for electricity services provider. Now, in our country, you will agree with me that as we speak, there will be communities that will not get current tonight. Tomorrow, you have communities that will have current. At a certain point, and electricity will go off. Let's take, for example, you got freezer and you're doing business. You boil your fish and you put it in it. You want to cook in the morning, only to notice that LEC went and the fish spoiled. Business spoiled in your hand. What is going on? So this is what the Liberia Electricity coming up with. The Liberia Electricity Corporation, on its all Liberian management team, has been given a high rating since it took over at the end of July 2022. However, the reintroduction of a power shading measures due to the lower water volume in the St. Paul River as the result of a dry season has created dissatisfaction amongst members of the public and prompted the House of Representatives to launch an investigation because the people are not happy. So the plenary decision reached during the 11th sitting day on Thursday seems from a communication submitted by Representative T. Wangwe, District Number 9 representative in Nimba County. Representative Wangwe cited various reports indicating issues that borders on the disruptions in electricity supply and salary issues. The House then unanimously agreed to launch an inquiry, taking the Committee on State-Owned Enterprise and Public Utility to conduct a thorough investigation into the LEC matter. The committee has cited it worked. This paper observed top officials of the LEC were disembarked in their vehicle on Monday at the grounds of the Capitol building and heading to the House of Representatives, wings of the building for an exclusive or exhaustive meeting with the committee members. While the meeting was held behind closed doors, legislative sources told this paper from Page Africa that ongoing investigation by the Committee on State Enterprise Commissions and Autonomous Agency shows that the underlying causes are hindering the smooth operation of the LEC. Chief among them include high power theft rate and failure of government, which is a major consumer of electricity, to pay its current bill. So the very government are coming to tell you, say, you stealing current. You see, the very government are come to tell you, say, you stealing current. Their investigation is, LEC investigation is now telling the people that the reason why we're not paying the money that was supposed to pay because most of the government institutions are taking current from all, they're not paying. You know the kind of freezer, you know the kind of machines that they have, that they're having. Some of them even using what you might call it, elevator. Some of them are using elevator. But when the poor man just take one wire and connect it, they come, Mary Brewer will come and arrest you and carry you. But this is why it says here. So what from Page Africa gathered that other factors hindering the sector that make it difficult to attract private independent investors are terrifying, are not cost related, and therefore would not be profitable to engage in the sales of electricity. In addition, the legal system is too cumbersome and do not give comfort to potential investors. So you also find people when they finish arresting them, then they say you steal current. You go somewhere, nothing happened there. Because the legal system is not correct in our country. That's what it says here. Despite these challenges, The committee was briefed that LEC as a service operator has continued to operate and provide services to the people. However, a former senior official of the Weah-led government told Front Page Africa that LEC often overbilled the government, thereby making it difficult for the government to honor the bill. So you're not using meter. You say, oh, don't put meter on our building. Just give Darella. Then LEC can say you should pay 5,000. Then you say, you overbill. How you pay the people money? Addressing the Liberian media. Let me get here. The official also asked why the LEC failed to remit to the government taxes it was collecting on the purchase of the token. In addition to that, the cross-border power from Ivory Coast is being sold by the LEC, but the government of Liberia was paying for the power while the LEC was selling the power and using the phone. So the government also said, no, even though, yeah, they can get our BB bill, but we pay for the current that coming from Ivory Coast, and LEC is distributing it and selling it. What happened to that money that LEC to selling? What happened to the money they collected? So addressing the Liberian media recently at the LEC office in Waterside, the CEO Money Captain said the LEC has connected over 80,000 customers. And despite the limited supplies of the current during the dry season, the LEC continued to connect more customers, newly connected community. He said, including Rappersport, Pearl River, Tottenham Bray, community in Monrovia and Pinsville, as well as the RIA and Marshall, to Kakata and Wayala. He said, though, yes, all these things they're talking about, we're connecting other places. So from ESBR to all Liberian management team. So we'll look at that a little bit, and then we'll move on. Terry in the city of Monrovia. So they say in 2022, the ESB International, an average-based electricity firm, ended a 10-year management contract with the Liberian government, paving the way for an all-management team headed by Money Captain as acting CEO. Now, Captain has played an important role in the restoration of Liberia's energy sector. He served as the CEO of the Millennium Change Account Liberia, the entity that managed the U.S. Millennium Change Compact, which ended in 2021. As chair of the board of LEC, Captain was called up by the president to serve as acting CEO of LEC following the departure of the ESBR. Now, under his administration, the LEC has been significantly improved with the expansion of energy grid, connections of more households, and reduction of power theft. So we're going to hold it there. We'll take a break. But the lines stay open. The numbers to put your calls on is 0775 500 551. 0775 500 551. 0888 513 481. 0888 513 481. David Gifler say, I'm pretty seated and listening. Mount Barclay precisely Town Chinese fee around the yellow building. Thank you very much, David. And I'd like to say thank you. So put your calls tonight and let's hear you. 0775 500 551. 0888 513 481, so that we all can have a discussion about that. Let's take a break, folks. We will be right back.
Shadow on the beat. I said sweet, it's I believe. Not for good alone. People be the eater. Other creatures can eat it too. Someone can pray for long hair. She can pray for too much, but as long as she's living, her hair was gray in a salon.
And a bread will be handsome. You can pray for money. I don't you get money. The women will roll. I'm a brother, I'm a mama.
You take it from you today, I will take it from you tomorrow, sister. You take it from there today, and I will take it from you tomorrow, brother. Oh, guess I believe, guess I believe, oh, guess I believe. Now for good and
Guess I believe. No, I'm a brother way. Never wear my wake out. Sweet, guess I believe. No, you my big idea.
You want me to have the guy? Bola blow, sweet, sweet, guess I believe it. Now for good and no quiet, no quiet, no quiet.
Okay, all right. So welcome back tonight. Daniel Nia Dudu called and said the way President Bouakai's appointment is not good. They are dissatisfied from the side of Grand Jida County. As we speak, we learned that beginning tomorrow, there will be some protest. Protests will begin by young people in the county that they don't want. The superintendent that was appointed, or the man that was appointed as superintendent for the county. So we're going to be discussing that tomorrow morning on the state podium with Top FM in Grand Jida and also with Shakta FM in Carisbrook. We're going to be discussing that too on tomorrow. So we are asking that you join us because we'll be hearing from the people of Grand Jida. It was shocking this morning when we announced on the top radio that the former lawmaker, Representative Grant, was appointed as the superintendent of Grand Jida County. In fact, we spoke with him, and one thing he said was that expensive player can't suffer for Jersey. After he was asked the question, how did you manage with so many names moving around and making people to understand that there will definitely be the choice for the president. But the position of a superintendent is directly the president's prerogative. Though he might work in line with people, but that position is someone who can relate to him, directly relate to him, and who he can trust. Another thing is, the way the appointment is being done in Liberia, I'm also sure that the president will do the appointment, but then there are a few people who are making recommendations. And one such person is Jeremiah Bankun, his vice president. And so we'll be diving into that tomorrow. So I just want you to join us as well tomorrow morning so that we can go into the discussion there. Whatever the case is, and however it's going to be like, let me say thank you for joining us tonight. The line's open. Do you think President Bouakai is going to succeed in his 6 years as president of Liberia to change this country to the way he promised that he was going to do it? President Bouakai made 111 promises to the Liberian people, from roads, agriculture, security, reforms, and just name them. Do you think he will achieve it? from the day he took over up to now, with what you've been hearing and what you've been seeing, do you think President Boakai will make it? Do you have an advice for President Boakai? What advice do you have to give him and his authority? You could be a help to them tonight by speaking out to them. So you put your calls on 0888 0888 513 481, 0888 513 481, or 0775 551, 0775 500 551, 0775 500 551, 0775 500 551, so that we all can give our pieces of advice. Thanks to Shakta, I would like to say thank you, my brother. Thank you very, very much, Benjamin Brooks, this night. So I'm listening. I'm here listening to you. I'm here to get your views on this. Put your calls and let's hear you and let's discuss it. Time is not in our favor. Gibson said he's not going to come on tonight. And obviously, the rest of our panelists, they have not come on. So we'll take a break. When we come back, then definitely we give you.
We start by making sure those people that we bring to cabinet are people of integrity. And secondly, want to make sure that even beginning with myself, we'll declare our assets and want to make sure that this is well known, the purpose of coming to government, to know that it's public service. And if you are not ready to serve the public, you can go elsewhere. But we want to make sure that we start on a clear note that the people of our country stood on line, they protected the votes, not to bring a team again that will do the same thing that the other people are doing or worse. So it's a clear message. Declare your asset. Make sure that we are prepared to audit the outgoing government so that they tell the Liberian people of their stewardship, and to make sure that we start on a footing where people know that they come to serve the public and not themselves. If they don't understand that, they actually fall where it may.
Mr. President, like you talked about asset declaration starting from yourself and the people who work with you, as well as the outgoing administration. How do you plan to avoid the semblance of targeting people? Because some people will say these are politically motivated to tarnish their reputation or to go against them, people from certain tribes or specific parts of the country. How do you plan to avoid this?
We are aware of that. And when we talk about auditing, it's not going to be a Liberian auditing. We want to make sure that our international partners work with us for a public tender, for competent and renowned auditing firm that will be qualified at an international level to make sure they come on board to do that. We are aware of people saying witch hunting, but I don't think it's witch hunting when you have to account for your stewardship, but it has to be done in a way that is well-established, entity with reputation, to make sure that it audits and make sure that it reports to the public the findings.
Well, sometimes people say that politicians...
Okay, all right, so let's go to the line right now and pick up this caller. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Your name, where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Tina Wilson and I call from Dental.
Tina, welcome. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm grateful to God for life.
Good. Let's hear you, my dear.
Yes. called to make my input on the appointment going on right now.
Okay.
You know, it was lot that was promised by this government, and we are expecting a lot from them.
Okay.
But with the way we are seeing things going, we're seeing appointment going for every time people want to kick against people that have been appointed, confirmation are going on, it's not going down well with the citizen. I think the woman need to be very mindful of what he's doing. We complained about the past government that they were getting people on board, or because they have personal interest in them, or they have friendship with them. So instead they were going to change everything around this time, we're not going to be like what was before.
Okay.
You're not going to appoint you because you are my best friend, or you and myself we play on the same team before. Everything is going to be on qualification. The person should be capable for the job, or should know how the technical know-how of the job.
Okay.
But then the way we see things going, we advise people to be careful. You shouldn't be carried on by people that are around, because it was the same thing that we experienced when the past government how they complained about that we're going it's not going to be. Now we're looking at the trends. So please let us be careful in what he's doing. Unless they're speaking the appointment I was even thinking about our Senate Bento, who they're thinking, because the appointment are going on, we say we don't want something that will happen, and then the citizen, we don't want uprising against the government. Every time people uprise, every time people act, I don't think we'll send a clear picture back to the outside world.
Okay.
I don't think it will be necessary. So let the two things in line with the citizen, because these people that you are appointing, they are going to work with the citizen. They are coming to work in the interest of the people. But if you just appoint someone because you got interest in the person don't have interest in the citizen, or the citizen don't have any good relationship with the person, it will make even the job difficult for the person to do.
Okay.
So I think if you are appointing someone, especially where we have reached to county, mayor, other things, I think the person should take clear note of your point. Because those people that you're seeing, they are coming to be with the people. And the people should have good working relationship with them. That's the way the work will be easier for them.
Okay.
So I think our president will be careful in what he's doing to avoid people protesting here and there. It will not send good picture back to the international world. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Dear, I appreciate you. Keep the calls coming to 0775 551. 0775 500 551. This is a new number, that's why. 0775 500 551. 0888 513 481. 0888 513 481. So we hear you tonight. We'll talk about it. What special advice, special message you have for the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Numa Boakai? And let's hear you, and let's move about it here tonight. Once again, the number remains 0775 500 551. 0775 500 551. 0775 500 551. 0888 513 481. 0888 513 481. And let's discuss it tonight. With our time being in our favor right now, folks, this is where we like to call it a date on this segment. But join us tomorrow morning. Benjamin Bruce, thank you very much. Join us tomorrow morning. We'll be discussing the national platform, the national podium, the state podium. This is where we'll bring out issues on board to be discussed. Those of you who are living in Monrovia and you are from Grand Juda County, make this place to be your platform, because we'll be listening to issues coming out from the country every morning, from Monday to Friday, with the collaboration of Top FM and the Blaze Radio. And Shakta FM is also joining us with this collaboration. Trust me. Every single morning, you will be hearing us on this radio. Every single morning. So that's what we got to say to you tonight. I think we have to go. We definitely have to go. Definitely, we have to go. Definitely, we'll have to go. Yeah. Hope that we'll be here tomorrow. And that's all the time we have to be in your company. Bye-bye, folks. And bye-bye.